Yes, sir. It's a whole lot of team shit going on, man. You're now tuned in with Groundwork. Welcome to the Groundwork Podcast. My name is Josh Jordan. I'm here with
Cheat Code.
And we have a very special guest today.
Hi, guys.
We're here with Torrie. We'll get into that here just in a couple minutes. But a very, very special guest. Thank you so much for coming and kicking it with us tonight.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Absolutely. It's team shit. Check it out. Before we get into the podcast, we want to give a quick shout out to We Are Sacramento. Mario sitting right here next to me. Thanks for making all this happen, man. We appreciate you. Yeah. We are currently at The Loft 916. Let's get that right. It's The Loft with no S, huh? The Loft 916 on Instagram. Make sure you check them out, man. Real team shit. You hear me? Beautiful space. Beautiful space. Big shout out to Freestyle Fridays, CitySound, Soundbyte, CSSB. If you need any visual media, photo, merchandising needs, audio, if I didn't say that.
What does X do? CitySound, Soundbyte, CSSB.
A lot of team shit, man. Hey, man, we're here. This is Groundwork. This is the podcast, the platform. A place not only where we focus on the creative, but also their processes, what makes them who they are, and what's led to, what they do today and how that became a reality.
Facts.
So it varies from person to person. Now we're here on episode 4, and we've had a few different perspectives, and we're super 4, 5. 5?
5.
Damn, dude, we're going through 'em. Team shit. Episode 5, man. But, we're definitely glad to have Torrie here on the podcast and definitely excited to get into that with her in a little bit.
We're going to start off with events, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it, dude. We doing the events with Josh today?
I think it's with Josh today, yeah. You got the notes today.
All right, let's do it, man. This is events with Josh. So, and I'll give the quick rundown. This is probably going to be the last few times that we do this, but if you haven't tuned in with the podcast before, we're going to get into some local events. We're going to talk to Torrie, and then we've got a really dope third segment on the podcast called Wrk Radio, where we showcase some local music. All right, man. Events with me, Josh. We got a few events going on. Right now we're looking at the dates October 11th through October 25th. Those are the 2-week span that we're trying to cover for this show. So we got a few going on. October 14th, there's actually a couple events going on. First, we've got Freestyle Fridays, which is, of course, home team event, free event. Come check it out. There's a hot mic in rotation, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Exhale Smoke Shop, 2830 East Street. Come check that out. That's real, regular movements, you know what I'm saying? We do that regularly enough that, if you want to come check it out, check it out. But when there's things like this particular night, there's another event going on called the Renaissance Poetry Jam, which I encourage people to go check out. It's going on during Freestyle Fridays, so there's actually enough time for you to check out both events, you know what I'm saying, if you wanted to do that. So that is October 14th at the Co-op spot. Open mic is there from 8:30 to 9:30, and then beyond that, they've got some food vendors, some live music by DJ Goofy Q, some live performances, and drinks. And because there's drinks, it is a 21 over event. So team shit. Yeah, man. Beyond that, another really dope one. This is actually a little bit beyond October 25th, but something we've got to talk about. Hippie Halloween is making its return for the third year in a row. So, fourth? They've been going crazy, man. Shout out Hippie Halloween. That's October 30th, 8 p.m. Performances, vendors, food, raffles, and more. That's, of course, Hippie Life ENT, Deuce Bigelow, and the squad.
Is that Saturday?
October 30th sounds like a Saturday. I can confirm that for you right now. October 30th is a Sunday.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a Sunday. That's a
cool.
party. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Beyond those couple dates, we, of course, have a couple shows. Chico, you can fill in on the regular shows that we always talk about.
Oh, yeah, man. The regular open mics that Sacramento will be hosting all the time, every week. Yep, the Rush Room every Thursday. 7, I think.
Yeah, 7 and artists, I think, 6:30.
Yeah.
Go sign up.
Yeah, 7 o'clock. Golden Bear got another one on Tuesday. Queen Sheba.
Running Thursday
right
night
down
still.
the street. Yep, still Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Almost around the same time.
I'll throw this plug in there real quick as well. This is the first time the streets have heard about this. There's no flyers or promotion going on, but we do have an event coming up on November 18th with Hippie Life ENT that is called Pass the Mic. If you've been around, you've heard about that event.
Be familiar with that one.
Yeah, we're back in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Shout out our brother Deuce Bigelow, you hear me? But yeah, bro, there's plenty of events going on. There's a lot of places to go meet some people. There's a lot of people, places to go shake some hands, to go pick up some game, to go learn something. You know what I'm saying? To continue to be a student of the game. So that's what those events are for. As cool as it is to be on stage and perform in front of people and, get that little rush. It's like standing in the batter's box at the baseball game. It's all good. You got to try to hit the ball, but you got to make sure you're going to practice. You hear me?
We talking about practice?
Shit.
We're here.
It's called Groundwork.
Talking about practice.
You didn't. Whoever gets that reference will get the reference.
I'm not a movie guy.
No, it wasn't a
That's
movie.
an Allen Iverson, baby.
Oh shit, it's a sports thing. Now looking like a jackass. Look, Mario, like, oh shit.
That's why I said whoever gets it will get it. It's all good.
Oh, Mario blitzed me. But yeah, man, that was events. Again, you know, if you have any events coming up, please shoot them to our DM. We'd love to talk about them on the platform.
Yep. Shout out everybody else who has some type of consistency that maybe we might have missed. You know, Foreign Native, Flip a Beat Club. We've seen a few of those. You know, you talked about
Shout
the
out.
co-op right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Are Sac has something every once in a while and shit like that. You know, you never know.
Make sure you tune in, man. You got to do a little bit of groundwork to go find those events. Not all the time are you gonna, not all the time are they going to be shoved in your face. You know, obviously in a day and age where everybody's got to be responsible for their marketing and for their branding, you can't just expect it to get shoved in your face. It's not a fucking McDonald's ad. They don't have millions of dollars of fucking money to play with. You know what I'm saying? So if you're interested in supporting the community, do a little bit of homework, dig. You know what I'm saying? See who these promoters are, see who's putting on these events, and participate. That's what we on. All right, events. That's my motherfucking spiel. What we on, man? I'm ready for this segment of the show.
That's events with Josh Jordan.
Gang.
The next we have what everyone is always waiting for, the interview portion. Today we have Torrie.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
How you doing?
We're doing great.
Yeah, you look great.
Oh,
This is
wow.
fantastic. Look at that gorgeous night, Sacramento.
Wow, yeah, she gets the window view.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
lucky.
Right in
Yeah,
the
you chilling like
right smack in the middle.
I'll just look in the reflection. You know what I'm saying? Hey, dude.
I just look at your face, unfortunately.
Ooh. Hey, while we're talking about that, we'll give a quick shout out to the camera because the man behind the camera today is Big Mike J, and he's of course
Mike
seated
J.
next to the motherfucking dog Yeti.
Yeah, and I don't think Yeti can come ever again anymore because before we even started, he was like,
Good
"You
luck.
distracted me, sir.
Yeah,
You already distracted me."
Yeti, anytime I'm here, you can be here.
But anyway, you know.
Torrie, so really just give the folks a quick breakdown of, you know, who you are, what you do, just like some surface level, you know, who are you?
Dude, give us the pitch, actually.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that's,
Josh.
That's the intro.
Yeah, Chica, you got it. So, Torrie Kendall. I am actually the consultant to CitySound Soundbyte and a number of other small businesses. I know, right? It's so much fun to be here. Team shit, man.
Shit.
Like you said, we got Big Mike and Yeti over there. Shout out X and Sean and all the other guys and Yvette working hard in the studio, man.
Hell yeah.
So, my role is to help business owners and industry professionals practice leadership more effectively so that they can succeed and they can reach new heights. They can put out better music. They can get better jobs and opportunities. And exactly what you're talking about, cultivating that experience of getting out there and finding what you want to do and who you want in the room with you.
Facts. I love it.
Yeah.
So I got some notes here and stuff
Good.
like that.
What do you want to talk about, Chico?
Yeah, we haven't had, first of all, we haven't had anybody of this particular profession and expertise here. So that's a cool thing. Shout out you again.
Yeah.
I think my first question is obviously how does somebody even get into that and what even interests somebody to get into that? Like, why?
Yeah, let's not beat around the bush here.
No.
Leadership isn't exactly the first thing you think about when you think of a field of study or something that a person takes up as a career. So, leadership skills, we all know what we think about when we were taught them in our early childhood. You got your archetypes, you got the things you think about when you think of what a big, strong leader looks like. And as I was growing up, I was really looking for what that looked like to me. And it was hard for me to find that representation. And over time, I just came to realize that if I wanted to be of service and I wanted to help people out and do what I love to do, then it was going to look like finding a way to support the small business owner, the artist, the entrepreneur, the athlete that doesn't have all of the privilege and opportunity that other people have, because we all need that team shit. Nobody accomplishes anything alone. And if I, with studying leadership, oddly enough, and human development and my experience in management and restaurants and all the other weird things that got me to where I am, could suffice and be of service, then I had to do it, right? So I was in college. I was in community college, just fucking around doing nothing, and was lucky enough to find leadership as a graduate program. And I never in a million years thought that I was anything equipped to get into graduate school. And lucky enough, I still went for it. And I took that shot and they accepted me, and ipso facto, a couple years later, here we are. Yeah.
So wait, what was the actual path to that? Like, where was the start of schooling? You mentioned community college.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I definitely was your community college gal. I had no interest in school, public education. I grew up in a small beach town, so surf, skate, soccer was really all I cared about. And I had a family that was very much geared toward pushing me in a good direction, and at least had some gumption enough to say, try community college, give it a shot. And luckily enough, I just took some classes that I connected with and got through it and found human development, which I got my bachelor's degree in, which taught me all about volunteership and nonprofit organizations and service learning, which is where I fell in love with academics and a career that could help me help other people.
So when you were talking about, you know, if there was going to be a way for you to serve these people, it was going to be through the small businesses, you know, and even just now talking about, you know, being able to help people, it seems to keep coming up in the dialogue. So what is it that, you know, if it can be put, you know, into words, what is it you think that draws you to that wanting to be building the community, or wanting to be not only helping yourself, but helping other people? Because we see, I think, a lot, even in 2022, it's a lot about the individual's brand, and it's a lot about, you know, what somebody could be building for themselves. So what is it you think that draws you to?
Like a team building environment.
What is it that sparks that for you? Or if it was just like you were saying, you know, leading up through the classes, was it those experiences and being able to just connect with professors, or, you know, was there anything that happened during those times, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had some really nuanced personal experience, but my mom is an ER nurse, and I just grew up in a house where my grandmother was a teacher, my mom was an ER nurse, my dad was a coach, so there was just a lot of community engagement and outreach and civil service around me as I was growing up. And I just didn't really find a place that I felt like I belonged until I was doing community service or helping bring somebody up, when I was feeling that goodness of giving and receiving from it, and learning and making mistakes in those environments that really taught me how to be a person. And it just kind of clicked. If I can do this, I'm going to feel good about myself. I'm going to feel good about what I'm doing every day. And then that's where the fulfillment of a profession becomes more than just a job. Yeah. And that's always what I wanted for my life.
Yeah. I think you said a really important word, which was fulfillment. Mm-hmm. And I think that really could probably sum it up, you know. Mm-hmm. I mean, at least it seems, not to put words in your mouth, but it seems, absolutely. You know, like, you know, it's fulfilling.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, well, I could resonate. Would you bust your ass for
other people, to put it straightforward and simply, right?
Yeah. I mean, you guys see me in our sessions. At the end of the day, there's nothing that gets me more pumped up or motivated than seeing things click and people get engaged and get conversational about ideas that maybe we hadn't had before, or ways of solving problems that we hadn't come to. So if I can just hold an environment for those kind of conversations, that's a kick-ass way to live your life, you know?
I love it.
So onto that same topic, what does, you know, without giving too much away, obviously, what is it that you're doing now in these sessions that we've already now kind of grazed over?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not hidden at all. I'll go deep into all the stuff we're talking about. Yeah. So leadership consulting is very nuanced. You know, it's really individual by individual, client by client. So some of the stuff we get into with CitySound Soundbyte is specific to what's called organizational consulting. How do you help different individuals that are running a business participate in leadership together and run a business into those stages of longevity, get to what we really talk about in terms of success and wealth and development. So in our sessions, we get deep into strategic planning. We talk finance, marketing. We get into business operations and how you guys are showing up in Sacramento. What rooms are we in, and how can we get you guys in more rooms and fill the rooms at fucking Soundbyte? Like, shout out. Let's get some local artists in there. So like you guys already said, you are getting the sound right. You guys are putting in the work. So all I have to do is come in and help you guys coordinate the brains.
For sure. I know it's something that we've talked about off camera before. I think it was actually like really recently where you were like, you know, there's not too much that you can do besides provide, you know, the resources, and like the understanding is that the people who are supposed to be carrying the other side of the bargain, which is, doing it. That kind of has to be there for it to make it work. So just to draw a little bridge for, if there's any artists tuned in, it feels like an artist-manager relationship, right? I mean, the manager can only do so much unless the artist, is really putting in the work to have the product that can, that they can actually get behind. So it kind of seems like kind of what you're saying.
Absolutely. And I would recommend any artist that's thinking about developing a manager relationship, start with a coach. Start with a consultant. Get some help across the board on a bunch of other items involving your personal and your professional life before you get into that relationship, because there's a lot of finances involved in that as well. Right. And if you're up and coming, especially in LA, SAC, San Diego, you got to take those right steps for yourself. So just know that there are also other ways to navigate your development, and you need support, of course, but if you do a little research, like we always talk about, you're going to find what's right for you.
Without a doubt. And I think that's probably a tool that's not even very known to a lot of the people that are in our community. I mean, we often talk about it. It's like, I wouldn't have even been exposed to somebody of, like yourself. Absolutely. Without being around, Soundbyte and Acre getting to meet you. Sean Acre getting to meet you up at the spot. And so just really cool how it works out. Without a doubt. Definitely super dope.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Tap in with a consultant first. You don't need a manager. I be seeing people say that shit all the time. Who's a manager? I need a manager. Are you about to give away 50%?
What's it? You're not supposed to. That's one thing. But anyway, damn, maybe the question.
Sorry, talking crazy.
The question came out of my head. Oh, I was gonna say. So this is obviously just from picking up, not even in just this room, but you've expressed interest in helping individual artists. Mm-hmm. Would you be able to even just a quick 2-breath thing of how you would help an artist right at the beginning? What advice to them would you give without even, because like I said, you seem to have the interest in not even just the organizational stuff, but you mentioned to us you want to work with artists. There's a couple people you're already, I know, really gotten close with already and stuff like that. So what would you, how would you help those individuals out? And what should they look for if they are looking for some type of help like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I've definitely been lucky to always have artists in my life, and those that are trusting enough to be vulnerable with me and talk about some of the more emotional, mental, physical, lifestyle tools of being an artist. And I think that's what's really important that you don't get most of the time out of a manager relationship, is that support system. And so my guidance initially to artists is be there for yourself, for sure. Have room in your compassion for yourself. Create room to focus on your health and your wellness, and understand that creativity will flow when you are well. We think of a lot of these different subgenres of music where being unwell is almost highlighted for the creative process, which I don't disagree with as a vehicle either. But from my experience, a lot of those people don't stay with us throughout their entire lifespan. So if we're focusing on how do we get a full, fulfilled life and career, the artist lifestyle is a marathon, and you have to take care of yourself like you're an athlete.
Yeah, I think that's a that's a huge thing, right? Because I know for sure that even within the building and even within the umbrella of people that we talk to and stuff like that, and when we think about the stuff you're talking about, we think of the big guys, right? All those guys who are doing whatever it is that they're doing, but we see it all the time in fucking a local capacity and how that could negatively affect people.
100%.
And we have those conversations all the time. Or I feel like I do. Yeah. About just taking care of yourself and everything will come with it type of shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Really dope. If it's cool, I kind of will talk about some more technical stuff. If it's all right, we kind of take a few steps back. But I was just going to kind of see where you went to school at. I already know, but I just kind of want to know where you went to school at. What kind of experience that was, and I know you already touched a little bit of it on the intro, but just how college really, pushed you out into, was it something where you're in an industry where you could instantly get a job? Was it something where it's still more entrepreneurial, where you're still, building a personal brand maybe? Or, just what did that experience look like, and what did it progress, and what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I'll sum up my last decade as fast as I can here. So I started out at Saddleback Community College and had a great group of friends down in San Marcos in San Diego County. I know I'm a visitor in your area, so again, thank you for having me here.
Hey.
But I went to Cal State San Marcos out of there and studied human development, which was fantastic. I had a great community around me in the restaurant industry, and that's really what helped me get through school. Staying out of debt as much as I could and having a nice balanced lifestyle of academics and professional development. And then when I moved on to the University of San Diego, go Toreros for graduate school, I graduated with my master's in organizational leadership and consulting, which is the greatest achievement of my life. I am so lucky to have been in those spaces with educators, professionals. Oh my gosh, the people were ridiculous. I was just this kid, it felt like, in these rooms that were astronomically achieving leadership in real time. And I just got to sit in and be a part of it, it felt like. But all the same, I graduated and am published with my work that speaks to how we identify factors that impact female leadership presence. So I'm all about getting women and other intersections of different styles of people into leadership positions. But at the same time, I was working my way through bartending and hospitality management. So I worked at Legoland, California in the hotel.
I was definitely going to ask you about that one.
Yeah, everybody wants
brand.
to know about Legoland, that's for sure. I started there as a bartender in their hotel system. It was just time to get out of restaurants and bars and do something a little bit different. And I wanted some upward mobility. And I got it. I became a team lead and then a manager in their hotel food and beverage system and really got to start applying all of the great education that I had developed. And with that, I was leading teams of teenagers, adolescents, full-grown adults, and serving every kind of person that come through Legoland. So it's definitely a great way to come through young adulthood and get to know how you show up in the world is hospitality.
Got any horror stories from Legoland?
Oh my gosh, of course I do. Absolutely. I mean, anytime you have that many people in the same position, you're just going to have to deal with stuff like those medical incidents and just accidents and things that you never want to worry about. But I feel really lucky to have gone through that stuff. Like the mass casualty incident training was really difficult to go through. And I was the safety kind of liaison for my department, so it was expected of me. And we would meet with the chiefs of police and the heads of security. And these are just conversations in places that are uncomfortable, that teach you how to be uncomfortable. And yeah, I feel like all of these weird, nuanced moments are what make leadership so great. When you put yourself in those spaces, you take away so much more than you think you're going to.
I love it. Someone asked me this recently, just because you were talking about hospitality just shortly ago. But, someone asked me, what is the difference between hospitality and customer service? Thought it was a cool question. And I think everybody could probably have, it's probably somewhat subjective. But if you just kind of wanted to speak to that.
Oh, I would love to. So customer service is technical. It's something that can be trained. It's very even keel. And it goes kind of more by corporate structure, but hospitality is an attitude, is an embodiment, is a experience. It's how you actually invite and welcome somebody into what you know. It's you committing your expertise, your personality, your compassion to what you are providing in service or in product to another person.
Oh, yeah. That was way better than the answer I gave the person who asked me.
I want to hear your answer now.
It wasn't, I can't even say it after that. I don't know. It was like hospitality is where it's like hospitable. So you make people feel like they're at home. And customer service is like, making sure that you deliver the product that you say you're going to deliver. But you can get that shit at McDonald's. They're going to give you the product.
Hell yeah.
But that's not hospitality. That's just the service.
McFlurry.
Yeah.
Hey, we said the same thing in different ways, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We're going to reach the whole spectrum, you and me.
Hell yeah. I love it, man. Regular.
Yeah, everybody has to consume information in a different way,
No, but it's super cool, though. I love the game, without a doubt.
Me too. It's a great question. It's a good interview question.
Yeah, hell yeah. I appreciate your life. Yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, I thought you had. It looked like you was fiending for another question.
Nah, I got a couple there's a couple, there's a couple lined up for sure, but I know we both probably got a few questions.
I was trying to lighten it a little bit, see what,
Sure.
see a fun little Legoland story.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. Like how we put P under the microscope. I want to hear that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or it doesn't even have to be Legoland.
Oh,
though.
man.
It sounds like you've been okay. So just from us talking, but research and shit like that, you've been to a lot of breweries.
Oh man,
and then
yeah.
Hospitality and stuff like. There's got to be.
Yeah,
like,
I've been through it. I've been through Buffalo Wild Wings, Applebee's, Slater's 50/50, Legoland, Brickyard Kitchen and Bar, Knee Deep Brewing Company, to name a few. But I'll highlight Knee Deep a little bit. That was really that was the peak of my hospitality career. That was like where I was like, I can retire. I had this big vision of them as this California pillar of beer culture, and acting as their tasting room manager, events manager was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, we threw a couple pretty big parties that I'm very proud of. Our Oktoberfest, which they're, I'm sure, having this or next weekend. So shout out Knee Deep Brewing Company. That was an incredible event and really highlighted this kind of end of the COVID era to me and to the the way out there Placer County community. So that was just a great time.
Super dope.
Mm-hmm.
Any I still want a juicy story.
You want some horror stories? I know you do.
I need it.
All right, I got one. So not everybody knows that breweries will sell you kegs to take home. If you got a kegerator or you're throwing a party, you can take a keg home with you from a lot of these local brewing companies. Again, big things coming out of COVID that we weren't allowed to do before sometimes. So there was a gentleman who was, I'm going to say, fairly sober. He just had some hubris and a little bit of an ego, some machismo in him, I'm not going to lie, and was just a little too underweight and a little too elderly to hold a 5-gallon keg over his head, and went out there repping for his friends, and all you could see was the keg rolling down the road after it had dropped him. Oh, no. So that was a full ambulance to the brewery moment. Damn. Making sure,
ambulance.
Of course. Hey, that happens all the time, you guys, and restaurants more than anything I've ever seen. People go wild at your Applebee's and your Buffalo Wild Wings. Don't trip. But luckily, a lot of these companies have really good incident report systems.
They know what's gonna happen.
They know what's up, and the Auburn Fire Department is amazing, thank God. But it was definitely one of those moments that when that guy came back in a week or two later, all proud of himself, we had to remind him, like, no, dude, that was not the coolest thing. It wasn't very cool. Yeah.
He remembers that moment way differently.
Oh,
than me,
yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Safe service, kids.
Oh, my God.
I love it.
That's crazy.
It's not the juiciest, but it's a PG-13. I can't get into the nonsense.
Yeah, you don't want to get too deep in this shit.
Hey, cheat code. You gonna drink that beer?
I don't know. Don't worry about it. Drink your beer.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't think you want
know
to
what I'm saying? Me and Mario's over here drinking these
cheers,
beers. Guys. You got your beer closed. Now I'm out of beer, and I just figured since I'm out of beer.
Oh, you want this?
I mean,
Here.
You're so nice, dude. Thank you.
That's some friendship right there.
He got the hint.
You can't ask.
Team shit, man.
Jesus Christ.
Chico, next time just say no.
I should just.
You're like, no.
You don't gotta take the beer.
Like when you make people ask the question, like, I don't know what you want.
I was thinking about drinking it.
Yeah, you know what? Just pop it open. Actually.
No. Okay, this is some, you've been talking about it a lot during the show, but now just kind of to put a name to it, could you talk a little bit about what your brand is, your company, I believe would be the right term for it, kind of what it is, what the name of it is, maybe when it started, just, a little bit of a knowledge pitch on that.
Oh, yeah, you can see my smile grow, and I would love to talk about that. Yeah, so State of Mind Consulting is just my baby. It is a consulting firm that I had really been cooking up since graduate school, and COVID called me back into restaurant management to be there for your service staff, for the people that were out there getting food onto tables and taking care of our community. And come March at Knee Deep, it was just time for me to walk away. And so I started State of Mind to support more businesses than just one that I was working under, and to be of better service to industry professionals, entrepreneurs, artists, all these great demographics that I wasn't able to reach through management. And I wanted to do more on the coaching and consulting side, to be there for brand management and business development in a new way. So it's been an incredible challenge, and it's centrally focused in supporting California-based young small business owners. So it's a great way for me to also support like-minded individuals that are out there trying to succeed and are just going to face obstacles and challenges that are nuanced to them.
I love it.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to get in contact with you, they can just hit up that page, right? That's my understanding.
Yeah, you can find me on all social media channels. I am a millennial at heart, so I'm all over the place. Instagram is on and poppin'. You can also check out stateofmindconsulting.com and get in touch with us directly through the website. All new clients get a free discovery session where we talk about what kind of program is right for you and what opportunities there are if I'm not the right person for you to work with, for you to get the help that you need. That's what we're all about, is putting the right people in the room together.
Facts. I love it. Sounds strikingly similar to what we try to do.
Hell yeah.
I fucking love it.
Weird how we all find each other, huh?
Good business.
Yeah.
So speaking to that, I have a little bit of a segue here, but speaking to social media, saying that you're millennial at heart, something that we've talked about the last few shows with every artist that's come on here, because it's become a pretty obvious thing in our industry, as far as just entertainment goes, that social media is going to be quintessential. It would seem. I don't want to say that everybody has to have it, because there's still those guys that are like, nah, fuck Instagram. Like, I'm not using it. But it would seem as though, for the most part, that it's going to be pretty quintessential to anybody's success in building their brand. So if you just kind of wanted to kind of shed light a little bit on what, if you think that's important, and if so, why or why not, and kind of being able to strike that balance between really going out and being in that real world, as opposed to also being on the internet, and maybe the consistency behind it and all the regular stuff that kind of comes with the internet. Every artist has kind of had their own perspective on it, whether it's like, you got to post 3 times a day, or if it's, as long as you make content that's quality, there's a few different perspectives on it. So I was just going to kind of pick your brain and see where your head was at on it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to know what's right for your industry, first and foremost. You got to do your research. You got to refine and get your brand up to snuff with what you need. That's the baseline. But what it comes down to for me is, how are you doing it consciously? What kind of intention do you have around the content that you're putting out there? Are you solving problems? Are you reaching new people? Are you engaging with your community? If you have a level of intention and consciousness behind it, you're going to have a better experience producing and working with the content that you have. Nothing's going to happen for you overnight. We cannot keep playing this idea that something viral creates longevity in a career. Your 15 minutes of fame is something we all want to go for, but doesn't have the same kind of impact, thank you, for years to come. So what it's all about is developing the foundation and the groundwork, so to say, to get you where you need to be and to show up and be visible to the kind of audience that you're working towards.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. So pretty important.
Pretty important, yeah.
Okay.
Listen,
it seemed like
I got love for the non-media users, but I think this dissent against media and all of the hate that it gets is really just the surface level. If you dig a little deeper and you're curating who you're following and what you're doing on media correctly, then you're going to have a fantastic experience with it. You're going to be learning, you're going to be growing, you're going to be meeting new people. That's what social media is about, building these human connections that we all crave. So when we use it correctly, it's a vibe.
It's not about like a whole bunch of wild bullshit that I just scroll past and fucking get mad at and fucking have to turn off my phone.
Or clout. It's not about clout.
Preach.
Clout demons.
Talk to him, Torrie.
Man, it's not about vanity. I
love
metrics.
that. Fuck them vanity metrics, bro. That shit hit my vocabulary a few weeks ago. Those vanalytics.
Mm-hmm.
It's over with. New word added to the vocabulary. I'm putting that in a rap song. All these rappers in they vanalytics.
That's why you guys keep me around. Let's not play.
That's just nuts. All right, team shit. Team shit.
Created a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. All right. What you got, Cheats?
Which one? which one do you focus on? Is it just IG or is it like, Twitter, TikTok? TikTok's a popular one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can catch me. I'm on that LinkedIn too. I'm I think they're all fantastic. So if you need to stay up to date on your news, you got something to say, you got a quick wit, you got a good retort, get on Twitter. Get out there. True. Sponsor your shit, build those communities. It's a great space like Discord to connect with like-minded individuals. I love good imagery, so I'm a big Instagram girl. I fell into the Instagram trap so quickly. If we still had Vine, it'd be over with.
Right.
But like a lot of people that relate to the game, I'm getting into TikTok, I'm getting into Twitter, I'm getting into Facebook as a platform for community building, and it does take time. I can speak from my own experience. It takes time to get up and running, but every authentic connection that you make, every collaboration that you develop is business development. And if you're out there messaging people, connecting with people, it's going to show up for you.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a quick one.
Yeah,
you mentioned LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And do you know LinkedIn like
I love LinkedIn.
Relatively well? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It just brought up a funny conversation I had with somebody where he was like, "Oh, I see any of my people on LinkedIn." I'm like, "Oh shit, let me follow them," because nobody like within our like industry that's in the same, I guess, level or this part of it, like usually it's like bigger people with like LinkedIn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Could you, if you love it and you actually know it, could you elaborate on like how somebody could use LinkedIn effectively?
Absolutely. So I got keen into LinkedIn through job development work. So helping people with their careers. So it's a great place to network your portfolio, all of the stuff that you're doing, and connect with big time companies as well. See what they're doing. I love following, especially for music, stuff like United Talent Agency. LA Mix is fantastic. You got Insomniac Events on there, and they are posting all of their jobs, all of their events, big news, what they got going on. So it's just a great way to stay informed on what big corporations are doing in different industries, but also to connect, message, network with people that you might not have had the opportunity to do so via social media. It is your social media platform for professionals.
Yeah.
True.
I could even speak to just to put a little bit of cherry on that.
Yeah.
Something that me and Cheats were talking about not too long ago is, we're on LinkedIn and we're looking around, and it's like, it seems way more accessible to talk to industry professionals, specifically in our place, just because in our industry, I feel like the saturation of people trying to exploit that. So like the fake A&Rs, the fake labels, the fake, all these other things that are on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I mean, I'm sure that there's some level of that to LinkedIn, but at the same time, I know they do a lot of verification as well. You know what I'm saying? So, you can actually look on there. You can actually see who the A&R or, certain sales rep is for, X, Y, or Z company. Right. And, not to say that they're going to message back just because it's LinkedIn, but yeah, it's not like Instagram where people are more driven for like that cloud or for those alternative reasons. These guys are it's professional.
Absolutely. And I think that if anybody's considering getting into schooling for music as well, LinkedIn is a great place to start because you can get to know different kinds of programs, what's out there in your area, and you can seek out scholarships, financial aid directly through the site. A lot of these organizations and schools are promoting what they're doing directly through LinkedIn.
Right. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's really slept on, especially for our generation, I think. It feels like an older platform. It feels like something that was, around when Facebook era was really like cracking in, like the right 2011, 2012, 2013. And it's something you don't really hear people talk about anymore. But definitely hear you on the industry professional side of things. I think it's still probably very active and still super usable.
Absolutely.
Something we were talking about earlier, you said, it takes a lot of time to start up something new and to get comfortable with it. And, this whole platform is focused on people that are so engulfed by the process. Is that the right word? Engulfed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Engulfed by the process that, you're not so much focused on maybe getting the limelight, I don't think that I don't think you were DMing people and saying, hey, can I get on a podcast? I don't think that's really where your brain was at, but that's exactly what the platform is supposed to speak to, is people that are more focused on, what they're currently doing, in the field that they're working in, more worried about that than they are about the attention that they're getting for doing it. So with that being said, a lot of those people, us being those people either now or have being those people in the past, there's a balance that has to get struck, because when you are stuck to the grind in that sense, it's very easy to kind of get overwhelmed by it, and now all of a sudden, whether it's relationships that are lacking or family relationships or financial things lacking, whatever it may be, but just to speak a little bit to how you strike that balance in being a successful entrepreneur and a active family participant, giving back to the community, all the different things that you spoke to that all take time, right?
Wow, what a nuanced question. So, man, life's complicated, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is weird, right?
Yeah, it is.
So for me, I think it's going to get a little hippy-dippy really quick, you guys. Hold on. So it comes down to what I've learned in mindfulness and leadership, meditation practice, working with reality, shadow work, all of these topics that nobody really loves to get deep into, but I love to bring up with people. So when you look at your reality, a lot of the time we're trying to take control over it, or we're trying to fight what's really going on. But if we can just work in harmony with what is actually happening in real time around us, drop expectations, let go of any of the emotions surrounding it, we're just gonna have a much better experience working through it. Right. And that's really difficult to cultivate in our day-to-day life. It takes whatever kind of spiritual, personal, physical practices work for you in terms of health and wellness, but it takes at its core evaluating what your values are, what you want to achieve, and prioritizing that. And when you can do that and just work with, all right, today my brakes went out. Shit. Nobody wants to deal with that in real time. But at the end of the day, it's something I got to deal with. I could throw a fit over it and make it way worse than it is, or I could just deal with the reality and keep going with what I was already doing, work it into my schedule. So it's all about your attitude and your state of mind at the end of the day. And I just think if I can empower anybody to take the time to just be with yourself in silence and just work through it. I know it's really intimidating to think about.
I just think about people who need it.
Yeah, man, we all do.
Yeah.
We all do. My favorite way that people speak to meditating is that we have to invite ourselves to die over and over and over again, because we're killing off these different patterns and behaviors that we've always allowed. When a thought creeps up and we get really critical on ourselves for it because we're trying to focus on our breath, or if we're in an experience and it doesn't go well, or we have a conversation with a client and it doesn't go the way we think it's going to, or we don't sign that new client, it all comes back to, can we just sit with what's going on and not load our emotions into it and just work with the situation in real time? Because, right, then the sacrifice becomes of value. It all comes back to the growing pains of life. And we realize that that's really what it all comes down to in the end.
Yeah. It's like you just take it for what it is instead of really like.
So much easier said than done because of the sensation though, right? I mean, if those brakes go out and you got $250 in your account, it's hard not to be mad, right? But it's important to understand. I mean, for me, it gets spiritual, but the control thing is big and we're not in control, right? So.
And creative. You'll figure it out. Yeah. You got to have that trust in you're going to figure it out. You have enough, chances are, and you got people around you that'll help you if you need it. You got to drop that ego sometimes and do what you got to do.
Yeah. That's what I feel like I always go back to with people who are closest to me, who, if something happens like that, like the brakes or something like that, and I just say, the first thought in my mind is always like, you've been through stuff like this before. Just do what you did before and move on. Yeah. Like you can even still get upset if that's what you need to do. But at the end of being upset, you know that it got figured out the first time, so it's going to get figured out the second time and the third time and the fourth, because all that shit is never going to stop. So it's like...
I can speak to a conversation you had last week, and we won't get into what the conversation is, but, it was rattling enough, and you had your head on very straight. But it's something that, I think that you're very good at. We talked about, I think Torrie's even heard me say it even a couple of times, there's an anchor, you're a certain anchor, I think. And you're somebody that definitely can keep the emotions removed You know what I'm saying? So I think you're a really good example of it. Not that you do it 10 out of 10 times. I get it. You're human too. You know what I'm saying? But you do a really phenomenal job. I think you're a great example of somebody who does a really good job of that. And I think I'm kind of somewhere else on the spectrum.
Well, let's take a quick little sidebar to have our leadership lecture of the night.
Yeah.
Because we've called cheat code and anchor in the past.
Yeah.
And when we look at team dynamics, group dynamics, the kind of people we want around us, there are 3 big classifications of roles we take on. And that's the anchor, the driver, and the visionary. So we all need these people that are grounding us. We all need these people that are telling us, listen, I love all of your, hey, visionary. I see all your ideas. You got 1,000,001. What's up, Josh? I'm looking at you, babe. But we need somebody to tell us what's bullshit and what's not.
Yeah.
And then we need the driver to take those cool ideas that have been narrowed down and actually put them into action.
Yeah.
And if we can just value each other and recognize what we're all bringing to the table and support each other in that, we're going to have a much better time.
Hell yeah.
But then I like the idea, because I feel like I'm remembering this conversation of, obviously one person is more towards it, but there's a lot of overlap and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can really at any time become the anchor because you've been through something differently and handle it better than the team
Like
in front
per
of you.
situation almost.
Yeah, exactly.
I can hear that.
Or the visionary being, somebody's naturally going to be all 3, but you can always learn it. You can always get better at it, and you can always pull from your own shit.
Right.
It's all about the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Is that on the same topic? Because I feel like I always hear you say, "Oh, the hippy dippy shit."
Oh, yeah.
Is this stuff that came naturally to you, or is this stuff that obviously you had to learn a lot of it because you've already expressed that? But
Yeah, because I'm not looking at hippie Torrie, so I'm trying to figure out where hippie Torrie's from.
Yeah, that's what I always think of when you say it. I go, you say it as if you're not like that, and you can kind of see that it's like not 100% like I'm hippie Torrie. Some people are naturally like, oh, then this, that, whatever the case may be.
Oh, it comes very unnaturally to me.
Okay.
I have a very spectacular mix of ADHD and anxiety, which leads me into hyperfocus, which is treated very effectively by medication, therapy, mindfulness, physical fitness, all of these amazing things. So over time, when I was trying to get off what I was using to help me mitigate those problems and actually develop tools for helping me instead of just treating me, that's when it all started to click. I couldn't just run myself down and be burnout and call that wellness. I had to find a way to actually cope with the way that my mind was working and gear it towards something helpful.
You made it work for you, basically.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so that's when I found all these things. And it's so funny that you say that because the connotation of the hippie dippiness comes from
I just relate to it
the reception of it from especially my family. And, you talk about meditation with your handlebar mustache, conservative, white dad. It goes the way you think it's going to go.
Why are you bending your body like that?
And
Why are you just sitting there?
Don't get me wrong, I have a great dad. But it was definitely really funny to try and explain to them what I was doing, what leadership was, what mindfulness was, why I was going down this path.
It's not tangible, so it's hard for people to like.
You should have heard me tell my attorney pops that we were opening a rap studio.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Different strokes.
I'm assuming it went somewhat similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have even went a little differently.
I think so.
True.
I'm definitely still the firstborn daughter. Don't get me wrong.
Copy. I hear it.
True.
All right, well, Miss Torrie, I think, Chico, if you got a couple follow-up questions or a couple last questions, I know that you had a couple of notes on there, but I know we've been chopping it up and bleeding your brain here for about 45 minutes or so. Final thoughts, just, as far as what you could, tell maybe a younger version of yourself or maybe just a younger person out there, just as far as, where their mindset should kind of be or maybe just a little bit of direction or light. I think it'd be really cool. Just kind of hear that.
Oh, I love that. Yes. My younger self, dear God, keep being so self-righteous, keep standing up for people and take the heat because that's the way to go about your life. And to everyone else out there, whatever you do, be joyous. Like, you have to be joyous to combat laziness and all of the not so pretty parts of life. So whatever you can do to find joy and to just create that in your life, do it. Prioritize it, because everything else is going to fall into place if you do that.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Yeah, I hear that. Especially that first part. You know, I think it's something we combat all the time with being, you know, in the community and trying to put in work and really, you know, represent in a righteous way. I think is really the big point, is that it's not exploitive, you know, and it's hard to keep getting hit on the jaw. And I can see how it could be very easy to just step out the ring and say, I'm not going to get fucking punched no more. Yeah. But I think it is important. I think what you said, you know, just keep taking the punches and keep rolling with it and stand on that. And,
yeah.
And, you know, there's...
And it's all full circle, right? Because we literally just talked about how you go through these things and have to take them in a specific way for you to even do what you're saying.
Absolutely.
And
facts.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
So.
To that point, Josh, yeah, it's all about how many times you get back up.
Yeah.
Take those hits. A champion gets back up one more time than their opponent.
Facts.
You played sports, right?
I played soccer.
See? Yeah, that's why, too.
My dad was a football
hella
coach.
running.
I had to add, because I played basketball, but it's just funny because that's what I guess I pick up on when you're like hippy-dippy stuff, because, you know, I'll think of it like that.
It's very athletic, too. Yeah, definitely. Phil Jackson, Doc Rivers are two of my heroes. Jill Ellis, the big coaches of the big games. Those are my people.
I love it.
Facts.
What an interesting conversation. Very different than any other hour conversation
Absolutely,
that we've had.
I'm sorry I don't have like a mixtape to plug or anything to say about my music coming out or anything.
No, he didn't tell you. There's a before we get to Groundwork Radio, you actually have to do 8 bars.
There's not a chance. I can do 8 bars of Thrift Shop by Macklemore if you guys want. That's like the peak. No, please.
I got your grandpa's coat.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Fire in the booth.
Absolutely not. There's no
Torrie. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeti. Hey, I'm gonna tap in Yeti really quick.
No, man. Hey,
you try to be like me while you do that.
Shout out Yeti. Hey man, go tap in with that motherfucking Yeti Fetty project. You hear me?
Yeti Fetty.
Oh yeah.
Out on all platforms.
All right, Miss Torrie, we're not done yet. You ain't off the hook.
That's cool.
But we appreciate you for letting us ask you questions for fucking the better part of 40 minutes or something like that. Yeah, I think we look, we don't gotta make any promises, but there's enough conversation we had. We might have to run you back here in a few months or something.
I would love that.
Keep talking about something.
Thank you for putting me in your top 10.
That's like MySpace.
So honored. I know, top 8.
Right,
I should have. God.
Yep, you and Tom right there. All right.
And Chaos is a good crew.
Yeah, no, Tom is the dude from MySpace.
I know. I was putting Chaos next to me.
Okay, and Tom.
All right. So that means, because you're talking about that tweet, right?
No.
Nah, there's a tweet that.
Remember Tom from MySpace.
Who is this
You've
guy?
never seen it? Nah, you don't even know what I'm referencing.
Can I transition?
I guess.
All right. We love you, Torrie. We appreciate you for slotting. We're about to run this segment number 3.
We're having too much fun.
God, dude.
Oh my God. It was somebody trying to bring back MySpace over text message.
What? Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Madge was talking about that. They brought MySpace back. It was like a mobile version of it, and you could sign in. Yeah. What you know what he's talking about too?
I mean, I picked it up, but it was cute to see you get to it.
Blitz you.
My bad.
God damn.
Hey man, if we're gonna call play, let it be a blitz. Shout out my brother X James. You hear me?
Yeah, it's supposed to be on other people.
All right. Yeah, not myself. I know. All right, man. But Torrie, we really appreciate you. Thanks again.
I appreciate you guys.
This last motherfucking segment, probably one of my favorite segments of the show. It's called Groundwork Radio. We're gonna go into some local music. So each of the 3 of us, we might have to just start doing 4 and start asking Mario to bring one every week. Just really full blitz. You know what I'm saying?
When you add me to it, I'm just spitting my own bar.
Oh,
yeah.
It's up. We need that mic right here.
I'll give up my time to Mario if we want.
It's over with. Custom producer beats every week.
Exclusive
Exclusive
Mario bars right here on Groundwork.
I'll get some banda instrumentals for you. Something we really go crazy.
Yeah, I'll learn some shit for the.
Hey, look, Groundwork Radio, we've got 3 dope tracks. They're local tracks. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into them. If you're fucking with any of them, make sure you drop some comments. Make sure you show them some love. But also make sure you go run up the motherfucking artist songs on platforms. That's how they get paid from them, right?
Yeah.
So Go check that shit out. We made it easy for you. If you go check out the playlist in our bio, whether it's Apple Music or Spotify, you can find the songs that are on this Groundwork segment. And those proceeds go straight to the fucking artist, because if they uploaded it and they've got their publishing in place, then it goes right to them. You know what I'm saying? DistroKid might take their little percentage, or United Masters might take their little 11%, whatever it is. But yeah, run them up, buy their merchandise, go tune in with these guys. You know what I'm saying? The people.
Go see them play live.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Yeah,
get out to these shows.
Yeah,
Torrie going
tell
crazy.
these guys to do
Talk to
shows.
him.
Exactly.
That's facts.
Bossing around, yeah.
Do shows, damn it.
Do you
Yeah,
have
for
the
real.
one I said?
Yeah.
You already got it loaded up. Damn, P.
Hell yeah.
It's a good transition right here. Keep going.
Okay, let's get into it, man. This motherfucking Groundwork Radio. This first song coming up is from my motherfucking dog. He's actually been on the show before, but I don't believe it was his song last time. I think it was Khalil's.
It was his.
It was Magi's song?
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. Another Majiano song. This is a little bit newer, man. This one's called motherfucking Heat Wave.
You.
It's a
feel
motherfucking
that.
hot boy summer. Feel the heat wave. Shout out Majiano, man. Groundwork Radio. Chico, let's get this motherfucker rocking. It's okay, we'll do it again. Groundwork Radio. It's motherfucking Mad, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucking heat wave. Groundwork Radio.
Another way of life. We only got one chance, trying to get it right. My brother's stressing, he been staying up late night. I've been stressing, nigga, I can't even eat right. It's just another day in California, hoping I ain't gotta take a nigga life. Yeah, this shit get trite. Baby girl, pray I make it home every night. I look her in the face, say it'll be okay. God messaged me today, it'll be alright. I done paid the price. I can tell you about sacrifices. When you grow up living through the vices, streets taught me that the loyalty is priceless. We was left to our own devices. Fell in love with the game, I ain't mean to wife it.
I fell in love
Don't
with the
get your
game.
heart broke, you better be safe. It's a hot boy summer, feel the heat wave. All these bitches wanna fuck, I just need face. So this bitch back, I just need space. Goddamn, diamond drop, that's a replay. At the table talking bands in a briefcase. Me and Deuce smoking gas on the freeway.
Shout out Deuce.
Don't get your heart broke, better be safe. It's a hot boy summer, feel the heat
Feel the
wave.
heat
All these
wave.
bitches wanna fuck, I just need face. So this bitch back, I just need space. Goddamn, diamond drop, that's a replay. At the table talking bands in a briefcase. Me and Deuce smoking gas on the freeway.
Push on the camera.
Put his lyrics up on that bitch.
Lyrics on the
I
screen.
walk inside the building, about to make a first impression. Usually I keep it low key, but tonight I'm flexing. Came through the back door, just to keep them guessing. Diamond Daddy and his bitch, bottle server to the section. Down Julio for me, the hoes want Patron. If you ain't came here with me, I can't take you home. Backwoods, back to back, got my mind gone. I chose a friend, she mad at me like I did something wrong. Young Giano top dog, and I need my bones. I can do bad by myself and good all along. Money world, 6 niggas, 600 strong. If I had one wish, I put my niggas on. Nothing in the sun, went from boys to men. If I could start from the beginning, do it all again. Magi. Don't get your heart broke, you better be safe. It's a hot boy summer, feel the heat wave. All these bitches wanna fuck, I just need face. So this bitch back, I just need space. Goddamn, diamond drop, that's a replay. At the table talking bands in a briefcase. Me and Deuce smoking gas on the freeway.
It's a hot boy summer, feel the heat wave.
That came out August 27th.
Some fire right there.
Oh, man, going crazy on your life.
Love it.
Shout out Young Giano. He said, usually I'm low key when I step in, but tonight I'm flexing.
All right, we're going to go in whatever order this is. So I'm going to go next, and then we got Torrie.
All right. What we got, Cheats?
All right, I'm going to play this from Deshawn Visionz.
DV.
Yep, he just came out. He had a whole album come out September 16th. Oh, yeah, that's hella recent.
Home. What's home?
But yeah, called Home. The song is called Until Next Time. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check before I fucking...
It's a hot boy summer, feel the heat wave.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that one. But yeah, I actually got to mix the song, which was cool. But I picked it because when I first mixed it, I was like, oh shit. I actually can't wait for it to come out. So
That's fire. I love it.
yeah, that was pretty
I'm
cool.
so excited.
Deshawn
Visionz, Groundwork Radio.
Yep.
Artwork crazy.
Yeah, for real. Is that just a picture?
No. That was hard as fuck.
Yeah. It's
I
that.
believe, how you say Bliss? First name?
Breon.
Breon Bliss. I'm pretty sure he's the background vocals.
Okay.
So
That motherfucker
unnamed
sounds.
feature.
Dynamic.
It's not on the actual track itself, but if I recall.
And what song was that? The melody that he was referencing. Be the one I'm with. With your heart. Come on, you know. That's Usher. What song is that?
Usher.
It sounds like every song
I
I
can't
want to
remember.
light up
That shit
to and
reminded
make
me-
a baby to.
Yeah, it reminded me of my entire childhood.
It's the both and
No, not you remind me. It's
climax.
No.
That's another one.
that's what happened after
It's like the only Usher song I can ever.
That was a hit, DV. Shout out to you, bro. You going fucking
It's a
nuts.
great
dude.
song.
Hey, he's got to clip up your reaction, bro, and put that everywhere now.
That's
because
so
that,
great.
Yeah,
That was
bro.
like-
Me and Mario, wait till you see the camera.
You make me wanna.
You make me wanna. Me and Mario locked eyes and had a
make me
moment. We
wanna.
had a moment. We're like, oh. And then he hit the. Yeah, that was nuts, bro.
Good-ass song.
That was nuts.
Yeah, hell
I
yeah.
have sang Usher a lot in my show.
Yeah, we have. I was there
Yeah.
covering We Are Sac when you guys
I was there
belted
too
it.
for that, actually.
Oh.
That's
I was
funny.
platinum that.
Maybe triple plat.
Triple
I
platinum
learned
with-
how to sing.
with
I
no
couldn't sing
features.
that day.
Triple platinum, no features, dolo.
No features.
All right, now we got Torrie's pick. What do you
Yeah.
want to say about your
Oh my
pick?
gosh. Yeah. Let me give her a little shout out. So I know y'all like to keep it local, but I gotta throw out some love to my sister Ash here. She's been all over the US, man. She's in Nashville right now trying to make a name for herself. She is your classic up and coming singer-songwriter. She's a badass. And I just had to show her some love. Get her
Hell yeah.
some clout out here in Sacramento. Make sure people know her name. So this is one of my very good friends, Ash, her song Conqueror, out here for witchy season.
I love it. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Wrk Radio.
Hell yeah.
That's what's all about.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Fem it up a little.
Production crazy already.
You ain't come this far just to turn your back. What you think and feel is what you will attract. Don't let the external give you sense of lack. Live from consciousness and take your power back. Say, I don't have to explain myself to you. I don't owe you a goddamn thing, let me show you. Conqueror, I am a conqueror. No more world, no one from this earth. Celestial being, open to receiving. Conqueror, I am a conqueror. Conqueror, I am a conqueror. No more world, no one from this earth. Celestial being, open to receiving. Conqueror, I am a conqueror. I am a conqueror. I am a conqueror. Wake up in the morning, make intentions clear. Tell yourself I am powerful in the mirror. Thank our universe and source for being here. Make the change, you'll be a new person next year. Say, I don't have to explain myself to you. I don't owe you a goddamn thing, let me show you. Conqueror, I am a conqueror. No more world, no one from this earth. Celestial being, open to receiving. Conqueror, I am a conqueror. Conqueror, I am a conqueror. No more world, no one from this earth. Celestial being, open to receiving.
shit was dope.
Yeah.
You know something that I feel like we get in when we listen to other music that's not just rap and hip hop, and I fucking love it. I feel like there's way more, and not to say that we don't take this into consideration in our music as well, but it feels like there's way more like it's like full production. It's like there's a beginning and then there's like a build up and then the vocals that come in last are way bigger and like way louder than fucking all the other vocals that came in. You know what I mean? There's like there's a
little
feeling,
more intention.
You know?
Than what most people will like kind of put the effort forth to do, I guess.
I think Phil calls it, what does he say? He calls it like one tone music or something.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll feel like...
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that still sounds like one tone to me. It's just that I always feel like it's on the collective people, whether it ends up being just the artist because they do a lot of the beats, or
like the producers and all the writers and all that.
It's on you to, because everything's a loop.
Yeah.
Like you always have a defining rhythm.
Yeah.
But it's your job to make sure that you can change certain things,
create bridges and breakdowns and all the extra shit.
And even then, people just get tricked because that same driving shit is in it the entire time.
Yeah, they just panned it to the left. pan it to the right. Yeah, I hear that. But it does a couple extra steps. But definitely
their effort. That's what I mean. Yeah. Like all it is.
Thanks for saucing up the show a little bit with something different. Yeah. We love that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to all my ladies out there.
Yeah. Shout out Ash. She was going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
She's killing it.
I am a conqueror.
It's gonna be stuck in your head for days, guys.
It's a great message too. Just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We've talked about it on the shows before. I'm big on message. I'm big on what's being said, what's being talked about. So I get behind all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Empowerment. Yeah. It's motherfucking groundwork, man. You know what I'm saying? It's motherfucking team shit. That was Wrk Radio. We're here with motherfucking Torrie from a fucking State of Mind Consultant. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, the motherfucking team.
So much fun.
Yeah, there's so many more questions that I'm actually. But I told you I was gonna bug you. Yeah. I don't know if you thought I was serious or not. And then I called her a few hours ago and asked her something from fucking left field. I was like, I told you.
Yeah. Did I sound bothered, Josh?
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah. See, there's that thing again. I go assuming. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not bothered. I had convinced myself I was bothering you.
Absolutely not. No, I'm here for it. You got an idea in the moment. You got to call your consultant, man.
Yeah.
Got to have somebody to pitch these stuff to. I mean, if cheat code's too busy.
Yeah, he's usually too busy. Me too.
Yeah, but hey, also
we're getting the time.
Big shout out, Free Slice Fridays.
Big shout out.
Get out there. Show up for your community, people. Support CitySound Soundbyte. If you got donations to give, if you got a couple extra bucks to support them and showing up for the less fortunate in Sacramento, you got to do it.
I love that, Torrie. We haven't even talked about Free Slice on this platform, so you really just put us on right there, you know? Free Slice Friday is something that we do every other week. Shout out G Cruise and shout out the motherfucking movement, you know what I'm saying? Whole team gets out there, CitySound Soundbyte, Money World, Hippie Life. I mean, it's a whole movement out there, you know, out there feeding the streets, you know, hot food and cold water. What else? You know what I'm saying? So shout out Torrie for bringing it up.
Yeah, thanks for doing it. You guys are out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Team, you know what I mean? Movements. Yeah. All right. You got any final words, Cheats? You think we're good?
No, it's all good.
All right. We're gonna motherfucking get this outro music going before this motherfucker gets to playing. Check it out, man. Hey Mario, I know you still don't got a mic. We talk about it. We moved you from the center to the side. You're off camera. All these other things. Look, man.
Thanks,
we
Mario.
love you. We love you and appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real life, man. We've been doing this shit now. Like we were saying, it's our 5th episode. I know you produce fucking 10 other podcasts, and that's not a fucking exaggeration. 10 other podcasts. Shout out We Are Sacramento.
Something like that.
Shout out to Loft 916. Something like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Torrie for coming through. Shout out motherfucking Cheat Code. Shout out Big. Yeah, shout out me. Shout out you.
CitySound Soundbyte.
Shout out we. Shout out us. Shout out Big Mike. Shout out motherfucking Yeti. Shout out the motherfucking room.
Hey.
It's the movement, man. We're gonna see y'all again soon, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's motherfucking groundwork. It's the platform.
It's where it all starts.
Period.